Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of 10 Minute Marvel and happy 2026. Greg, happy 2023 to you.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to this year. Just got out of the pandemic. It's great.
hmm So, we're back with our predictions, wild theories, gag bits for Marvel in 2026, as well as, of course, the news and rumors that have piled up over the last 2 weeks. I guarantee you that I've missed some. If I have, drop them in the comment section over on YouTube and let us know which ones I missed, and we can cover those in upcoming episodes. But with that, new me in 2026, I'm taking a kinder, softer approach to my life. So, no throwing random bits at Greg anymore. I'm your host, Petter, and joining, as always, my illustrious co-host.
And a little bit saddened by this news of not getting the curveballs every
Unless
week.
this is a bit.
Yeah, that's all this is. It's just going to be us doing bits, only that are funny to us, and that's it. It's Greg, everybody. Thank you so much for coming back in this beginning of 2026. It's good to have you back. It's good to be back after our week-long break.
I
Could have
know.
been longer.
I missed you, Greg.
Maybe. I know.
Or
It was
or
hard.
something.
It was hard or something. But if you'd like to support us, you can find us on our YouTube channel. Search 10 Min Marvel. Nope, 10 Minute Marvel there.
hmm
Give us a like and thumb smash that subscribe button. I'm a little rusty in this new year. I gotta get back into it. Find and follow us on Facebook and that other thing with X. Hashtag 10 Min Marvel there. And of course, you can leave a rating and review wherever you get your friendly neighborhood podcast from. Better. Is it news or is it rumors first today? Let me guess. Let me guess.
We're going to start.
Oh, I didn't get to guess. Rumors. It's a
Actually,
50-50 chance.
yeah, we're actually going to start with news just because some of the rumors cover one of the things that we're going to cover here in news.
I think right this is one of our bits. Will I ever get it
Yeah,
right? Wherever I will I guess it.
yeah.
It's a really lame bit, but we're gonna keep doing it.
Mhm.
It's a testing
So,
ground this year.
yeah. So my 7-year-old very much does the, ooh, which one am I going to pick? And so he's like, guess which one I'm going to pick. And whatever you pick, he'll pick the opposite of.
Yeah,
So I'm testing that out too.
as as expected.
Yes.
I'm onto your ruse.
Yes. But no, legitimately, there is one piece of the news that I want to have touched on before we get to the rumors. And we're going to kick off with the new Wonder Man trailer. Greg got to see the last half of that. He had previously seen it as well.
Yes.
Um, as I was just refreshing myself before we started recording. And I have to say, I'm pleased with the tone of this teaser. Getting to see Wonder Man's powers, but also it really seeming to be like this comedic, like it's a comedy. And it looks like they're doing it in a good way, in a way that we were talking a little bit before the podcast started, that I don't think She-Hulk did well enough. This feels like it understands that it's this comedy about superheroes acting in Hollywood and superhero fatigue and the grind of somebody wanting to get the perfect role for them in Hollywood. Whereas She-Hulk, I don't know, they tried to focus in too much on the superhero aspect of it in some ways, and to me it just wasn't consistent in its toning. This appears to be more consistent.
Yeah. I guess I didn't think about it in that way with She-Hulk, but it's a valid point. Like they leaned in more to the superhero aspect, the Hulk
Yeah.
beating so and so, whatever's hulking out, which makes sense because that's kind of what people want to see with the Hulk, you know.
hmm
But that's where She-Hulk is a little bit different. So, but as far as Wonder Man goes, and I guarantee you, at one point in time in this podcast, I will say Wonder Woman. Um, the trailer it's intriguing. I think they've kind of laid it out. I do think, as we were saying before we started the podcast, it's kind of a might be kind of a niche
hmm
comedy, right? And that
But
that could hit and miss. It just
mhm.
depends. Um, but I do
Yeah.
like how we understand a little bit now. We we kind of knew what it was going to be about, but now it kind of has laid the groundwork. Where does it take us though? Like, so it's through the process of him maybe or maybe not getting this part,
Hmm.
and then what? Like, is
Then
there going to
what?
be something else, that
Yeah,
ties in to like the rest of our MCU world at all? Probably not,
don't think
but
so. I think it's going to be, I mean, I think the biggest tie-in is going to be Trevor Slattery
sure.
to the
Yeah.
rest of the MCU, and that they, who knows, they might make reference to She-Hulk. Obviously, she's a lawyer in LA.
Hmm.
So I could see something like that coming up. I could see them name dropping a few other heroes who might decide to be actors, like characters who they're not going to show up in any MCU projects. But if you're familiar with Marvel, you're like, oh, yeah, I know that character.
Mm, probably. I agree. The hard part I think is it's this hit the gas, hit the brake kind of thing that I'm feeling with. We got Doomsday coming up. There's some hype. There's
Hmm.
been trailers released and we're getting excited about that. And I think people also want to have more connection to that. And so if in this show we don't see something that at least
I
has a
don't, I
little bit
mean,
of tie-in, I feel like some people are going to get let down. I may not. I might be just fine with it
yeah.
because I may like it for what it is because I'm just kind of a Marvel fanboy like that. But I'm wondering if that's where the reception might get lost.
Maybe, but I don't know that the general audience who's going to view this is going to be kind of the part of the audience that watches most everything Marvel that comes out. And so I think that audience doesn't need the tie-in as much.
Maybe
Especially
else.
because
Oh, go on. Sorry.
I was going to say, especially because they're dropping it all at once. But also, I don't think,
Yep.
as somebody, I'm not expecting any tie-in from Daredevil Born Again to Doomsday.
Hmm.
I maybe, maybe a post-credit thing with Vision Quest, but I don't expect Vision Quest itself to actually tie in. So maybe that's just my mindset into it. It's like the TV stuff takes place in the same universe, but I don't necessarily expect most of it to tie in. Like Loki is probably a pretty big exception. If Doomsday deals at all with the Scarlet Witch, sure, then Vision Quest is going to tie in a little bit more so. But I don't expect that to happen. So,
I can. I'll agree with you on Daredevil. I don't think they're going to do much of anything. I could see Daredevil obviously linking maybe to Spider-Man somehow,
mhm.
and then you got
For sure,
your
the Punisher special presentation to Spider-Man somehow.
yeah, some 6 degrees of separation
Yeah.
there, right? With but Vision, okay, I'm gonna leave the Vision thing alone just because that might be part of our main topic today. But
Hmm.
um I I just am feeling like people they may want to have a Marvel show, like they're seeing this come out, they
Yeah.
may want it, but
I
I
don't
agree
think,
that the dropping of 10 episodes, right? I think it's 10 episodes in one
I thought it was
shot.
eight,
Was
but
it?
yeah,
I think you're right. It might be 8. Um, to me, that kind of then plays into, hey, we made this thing. We like it. We think you'll like it, but it's just this thing.
thing. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I, I, because they're dropping it this way, I don't think anybody, I'm not going to say anybody, there are going to be people who are pissed off because there are always people who are pissed off
Hmm.
who are like, we fully expected this to have like major implications for Doomsday. But because it's being dropped all at once, I think that most people are going to just assume that it doesn't. Vision Quest is the one where I think they probably do need to have that post-credit scene or some reference to something. I don't think people will complain about Daredevil, especially if it gets moves a little bit more towards the Netflix
Hmm.
style of things, which there are some rumors that that might have happened. And so I think people are going to like that one for what it is. I think Wonder Man is going to feel like it takes place in the MCU, but is separate from everything. It's going to be Vision Quest for that. So let's move
Yeah.
on to the Doomsday trailers. Uh, two trailers have come out. Only
Yep.
one has been released to the public since we last spoke. So the newest one that has been released to the public is Thor and Thor praying to Odin, basically, help me, help me in my time of need, help me to be able to come home to love
Yep.
to my daughter.
So I think I sent you a text about this because I've been
Hmm.
watching, everybody continuing to talk about Doom gathering kids, right? And
Hmm.
so I'm like, well, it's possible that that may not be happening because if Thor is praying to come back to his kid, that means that the kid has not been taken. Doesn't mean she couldn't be
Right.
eventually, right? But it just made me kind of step back a second and think, okay, well, maybe that kid snatching
Yep.
isn't may not be what they do. And um I'm okay if they don't. It's cool if they do, but just the way they worded that trailer and Thor, the way what Thor was saying just made me second guess that a little bit. So but cool trailer. Thor
Hmm.
looks good. Back to the short haircut.
Yeah.
Um he's got not Mjolnir, he's got um
Stormbreaker.
Stormbreaker. Yeah. So
Hmm.
and so somebody was saying how well Hemsworth delivered the lines, and I'll agree.
Hmm.
Felt it. I think I felt it. It was good.
Yeah. Yeah. We're going to talk now a little bit briefly about trailer number three. Um, Mainly, I'm just going to say that it's the Fox X-Men trailer.
I haven't seen it.
I haven't seen it yet either. It is supposed to be coming out on Tuesday.
Good, because I'm excited. I really want to see this.
Hmm. From what it sounds like, and I have not listened or watched like New Rockstar's breakdown or anything on it. I think that, yeah, this sounds like more of a teaser trailer than the other two.
Yeah.
Like the other two, like Hemsworth nails those lines. Like the second trailer, I think is a step up for me in
Yeah, but
terms
I
of the
mean
two
like
trailers.
Steve coming back
Steve
and
coming
Steve
back
being
was
back or in the showing up
in the
in Peggy in his house.
yes.
That's kind of a big deal.
That's
But for
yeah.
some reason it just didn't punch like I
Yes.
think this X-Men one is gonna punch.
Yeah. And the Thor one punched a little bit harder.
Yeah, it was a hard punch. So
Yeah.
the X-Men one's gonna be like a ball punch, I feel like.
I, the X-Men one's going to be a visual punch.
Oh, like in the face. That makes
Yeah.
sense. Okay.
Yeah.
Not so much the
Versus
groinal area.
right, versus the Thor one which had like the Captain America one was kind of like the surprise punch.
Yeah.
The uh Thor one gets you right in the heartstrings.
Hmm.
And this one's just going to be, I think, going to be more of that visual kind of superhero punch that we're maybe expecting from all of these to
Yeah.
some extent. So, along with that dropping on the third or on Tuesday, there is a fifth teaser trailer, Greg, that has just popped up on, well, just like a week ago, popped up on basically South Korea's film board approval coming out. This is 1 minute and 22 seconds, I believe, for that. And this, I mean, this
Is that on
still
average what the other ones have been too? Is that what like
about,
the
yeah, one
Captain one?
minute
Okay.
and
Six
yeah,
seconds,
like 1 minute
something.
and 6 to 10 seconds to 1 minute and 20 something seconds. So interesting that there's a fifth one, and this fifth one is the one that I actually why I wanted to talk about it now, so that when we got to rumors, we could talk about it then.
Alrighty.
Uh, then Catherine Newton shared a photo where she was wearing a Doomsday set hat. This, of course, leading to speculation that she'll be back in this film as Cassie Lang.
Mm. Cool.
Yeah.
Good. I'm glad they stuck with the same person.
That'd be hilarious if they just recast her every
Yeah.
time. Or
Just
or if this is like a really long con. Like they've been laying the groundwork for the MCU since or for the MCU multiverse saga since the first Ant-Man movie. Every time they recast Cassie Lang, it actually is that we're in a different universe.
yeah. Uh
We'll
brutal.
eventually get a scene where there's four different versions of Cassie Lang.
Hmm. Yep.
That would be hilarious.
That
But
is a long con, and that
yeah.
is I mean, new rock stars go crazy, I'm sure, and all those guys.
Hmm. Yeah, speaking of new rock stars, brilliant
Oh,
segue here. I wanted to talk a little
that's what I'm
bit
here for.
about the video that Eric Voss put out on basically the end end shot of these Doomsday trailers, and how in the circle kind of framing the A and the stained glass, there are 43 different symbols repeating. Um, Basically, it's 17, 17, and then 9. And it repeats, even the 9 is a repetition of those.
Uh, okay. I gotta look
So,
this up because I'm not following what you're saying exactly,
yeah.
but
So to kind of describe this maybe a little bit clearer, um, at the end shot of these trailers, you get this shot of the A for Avengers with this green kind of stained glass background that is held within a ring. On that ring, there are 17 different runic symbols. Those 17 runic symbols show up in an order of 1 through 17, then 1 through 17, then 1 through 9. So it's always the same symbols, always the same order. So Eric Voss speculated some on what this potentially could mean because they're not necessarily symbols that we've seen before in the MCU, though some similarities to certain situations. So there are a few different things that Voss calls out as potential connections. So this is kind of that bridge between rumors and news, where the first one is that it's potential that this 17 could just be the 17 different worlds that Doom pulls people from to create his battle world, to create his Doom's world. That's simple enough. The theory for Doomsday is that we're down to basically the final three worlds, um, kind of duking it out in the universe. Uh, the next theory is that this is just a nod, potential tie-in to Jonathan Hickman's Secret Wars, where there are, and this is a little bit convoluted, but there's basically 43 different areas of Battle World. So could line up with that. Now, to get to that number, you have to mess around just a little bit. There's one of them, which is the wall. The wall itself is not really an area of Battle World. It is just literally a wall. Not going to spoil what the wall is precisely. So that gets you down to 40 different ones. And then in the map of Battle World, there are 4 different areas to Manhattan that are called out. And so if you take those 4 different areas, you obviously then subtract Manhattan. So you get to 39. 39 plus those 4 areas is 43. Now, yeah, obviously
this is
there's a bit of
Voss has
math to get
got
that.
too much time,
Yeah.
too much time on it. But I mean,
hmm But
who knows?
the bigger thing he thinks is that this is meant to show that Doom has a different sort of magic, a different source of magic from his own universe or whatever it might be than we've previously seen in the MCU. And when you tie that into the thing that it kind of resembles the most, the the spell that Doctor Strange uses to basically prevent the incursion from happening at the end of Spider-Man No Way Home, that this could be something like that. This could be the spell potentially that Doom uses to section off pieces of the universe into Battle World or universes into Battle World. So just 3 different theories there.
Yeah,
Greg, which one's right?
none of them.
All right. It was just
I
some
just thought it was like
graphic
the Citadel area. That's what I thought it was. Just like
the
the stained glass and the Citadel that,
at the end of time.
yeah.
Yeah. It's also very close in terms of some of the framing to the Sanctum Sanctorum as well, with the
Mm.
circular window
Oh, right.
there.
Yeah.
And we have seen a Sanctum Sanctorum in the Void as well. So it could be like, okay, that's where Doom has set up shop.
Yeah. I guess of the three, to me, it seems closer to the strangest spell, that
Yeah.
kind of thing to me. I was looking at it while you were going through it, and I'm just like, I don't know. The first theory is just wacko to me, but
Now
I don't know.
the
It
first one
sometimes. the Russos may want to do something with that. They may want
Yeah.
to throw an Easter egg. They did put out some image in black and white a while back that I don't know if
Yep.
anybody figured out what the heck that was,
No,
right? So
not to
like
my
they
knowledge.
they like to be cryptic,
Hmm.
and that image of with the A, it's pretty cryptic with all that other stuff. So
Yeah.
who
I
knows?
I could definitely see it being like, okay, these are the 17, like the 17 runes all signify 17 different universes that not Strange, Doom has pulled from. Because let's say we have the original Fantastic Four, Fox X-Men, the Fan Four Stick, the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man, Andrew Garfield Spider-Man, MCU, trying to think, the X-Men universe that we saw in the Marvels. You can start to get up there in terms of numbers of universes, especially if like the Deadpool universe is a different universe. They could just be pulling from a whole bunch of different universes that we've already seen in the MCU. And it'd be easy enough even to say with things like Days of Future Past that that caused a split in the X-Men universes. And so we get a couple different like groups of X-Men. Maybe we get the first class X-Men showing up and they say like, okay, that's from a different universe, sort of thing.
Okay, yeah. Anyway, let me make sure I'm understanding. It's not the stained glass, but like the etching around that is what
Yes.
is being okay. Now
Yes.
I'm looking at a better picture of what you're talking about. And yeah. Um Still gonna go with
It ties into, it probably just ties into the fact that Doom has magic.
yeah, because it kind of has do we see something like this with Wiccan at all?
No,
Okay. I'm trying to
not so much
think.
with Wiccan. Like the closest things is definitely the spell that Strange does.
I was thinking also the what Wanda, well, I guess what Agatha taught Wanda, but that was something
Mhm.
there was some random
The runes there.
yeah, runes there.
Yeah.
So
But
yeah,
those were less in a band. But so shall we move on to rumors so we can get to our fun predictions for this year?
our predictions, because they're gonna be
Yeah.
ridiculous, some of them.
Maybe we'll see.
Let's
Jordan Peele again. There no actual like substantial information on this, but there are rumors, theories, reading into things that he's potentially in talks with Marvel to direct a project.
do you want to put a guess out there, or do you want to save it till our predictions?
Let's save it to the predictions.
All right.
Um, Another villain for Spider-Man Brand New Day. Oh
Oh,
yes,
it
it
is a
is.
yeah, it is a new week. We should get another one.
Yeah, Billy Clements rumored to be playing Ramrod. Greg,
I
how much
Ramrod.
how much do you know about Ramrod?
Um, Pause the video and I'll tell you in a second.
Hmm. He's a cyborg full of Daredevil and Black Widow. Um,
What?
is anybody going to be surprised if he's part of a gang? Who knows? But
Patrick Mahoney, a mutant nasty boy with a metallic super strong body who fought X Factor and an alien cyborg enforcer who
yep.
battled Daredevil.
So like that cyborg enforcer just says to me like they could easily be bringing this character in as another gang member.
Yeah. Yeah. So he's what? He's just part man, part cyborg?
Yeah.
Is he like
I mean,
cyborg?
because
Like DC's version?
that's what a cyborg is, Greg. Part man,
I mean,
part machine.
is it? Yes.
Yes.
It's like the answer to DC's cyborg. Okay.
Mhm. Or vice versa.
Sure. Could be. Yep. Okay, cool. Until next week.
Yep. Well, do you want your weekly Sadie Sink is playing this character rumor?
Yeah.
Rachel Summers.
Okay. That's plausible.
That would be weird. We don't have her folks in the MCU.
Right. I mean, it's plausible in the sense I could see it feel like
It's
setting
def
up for further down the road. But she's supposed
Yeah.
to be in Secret Wars, right?
Yes.
So
So I mean I think it makes sense. Like for if she is somebody like a Jean Grey or Rachel Summers, yeah, that works, especially if she's going to show up again in Secret Wars. Like she shows up again in Secret Wars after having accidentally gone through to another universe like Monica did. but instead of crashing out like Monica did, she lands and just tries to assimilate or tries to spy or whatever.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah,
It's another whatever. It's
another
another
theory.
week. Yeah, another theory.
All right. Are you ready for now the run of Doomsday theories?
Bring it.
All right, first one. Doomsday ends by setting the stage for Secret Wars with Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man and Hugh Jackman's Wolverine as the lead roles. My time to shine. Hello.
Wait.
So the lead characters for Secret Wars, obviously, besides Doom as the villain, would be Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man and Hugh Jackman's Wolverine.
Oh, that
Yep.
seems so money driven. And
It's it's very short-sighted, money-driven.
right.
It's like, no, you want to have some of your main characters. Like this should be a fairly big ensemble cast, no matter what. But so sure, they can maybe be a part of it in their own various roles, but you should try and have some of the characters you want to build the future of the MCU around being your main characters here, or at least part of that group. And Tobey Maguire's not going to be sticking around to play Spider-Man, and Hugh Jackman, I mean, yeah, nobody's going to complain if they roll Hugh Jackman out for another 4 films, but
I
eventually you can't.
feel like he would complain more than anything.
Yep.
What do you think Tom Holland's gonna be done soon? Is that what you're thinking?
No, no, I do not think that at all.
Yeah, he didn't ride that money train.
Yep.
So, but I mean, I can think Wolverine's an anchor being. That might
Yep.
be something, right? But oh wait, Tobey Maguire.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't even, okay.
Yes, you know who.
Eh,
Yeah.
yeah, no, I just, in my brain, I just was, I'm hearing Tobey Maguire, but I'm thinking Tom Holland.
Hmm.
So,
Oh, yeah, I understood where your brain was going there.
yeah, good. Um, I don't know how he's an anchor being or,
I mean, Anchor being
uh,
for his own universe, sure.
yeah,
But the question is, I think the question for me is like, yeah, he can be the anchor being of his own universe, but that doesn't make him the main character, like a lead character for a film that's supposed to be about kind of this new beginning of the MCU with all the X-Men characters as part of the world now, and the Fantastic Four potentially. And
well,
if they can talk to Sony, a bunch of other Spider-Man adjacent Spider-Man characters.
is this where Mayday Parker then comes in? Is that what you think
I mean, Sadie Sink, Mayday Parker, certainly a possibility.
so I don't know. I'm not super excited about Tobey Maguire kind of leading the charge on all this either.
I'm not excited for either of them leading the charge on it, honestly.
Yeah, no, I can stand behind that too. Um, I don't know, Tobey Maguire is just not my favorite one. He's not my favorite Spider-Man. Even though he kicked it off and he kicked it off well, it just
He's my second favorite Spider-Man.
I think he's my third. So
Yeah.
I don't know. All right, well, what else? What other rumors we got?
Doom will turn the Void into his own world at the end of Doomsday.
That makes sense.
Yep. And we've been speculating on that for years.
Hmm.
Next two are for teaser trailers 4 and 5. Teaser trailer 4 is going to focus on the Fantastic Four, Namor, Shuri, Black Panther, and M'Baku.
Think they're gonna have the iconic scene of the Black Panther then, like looking up and
I
seeing the
hope
world,
so.
right?
They
Right?
better give me that damn scene.
I agree. I think that's pretty iconic. That's going to get people excited.
Yes. Honestly, that doesn't feel like it should be in this small a teaser trailer at this
I
point.
know they should maybe hang on to that one.
Yeah.
Really.
If yeah, we'll talk about it potentially. Doomsday teaser number 5 is rumored to be focused on the new Avengers.
Hmm. Kind of. Ooh, really.
Yeah, I mean it makes sense. Their film is the one that is most tied. Well, theirs and the Fantastic Four is most tied into Doomsday thus far.
Yeah. Okay. I might save some thoughts on that for later.
Hmm. All right, moving along. This one comes from Movie News, two Z's.
Oh, I was like, are you okay? I just want to make sure you're that. How much
Marvel
scotch did you have? Okay.
Marvel reportedly planning on recasting Iron Man, Captain America, Black Widow, and T'Challa with new actors after Secret Wars, or potentially in Secret.
Hmm. Interesting.
I, they say Captain America. I take that to mean Steve Rogers. Um, so
Right. Yeah, that's like there's a lot to kind of go into that conversation.
mhm.
It's interesting. Sam Wilson didn't really get the shot, meaning Anthony Mackie
Yeah,
kind of feel like got screwed.
a
But
little bit,
maybe,
yeah.
but
But
maybe he's just not interested in go on anymore. And they're like, and Marvel's like, yeah, we tried.
well, and I know we've talked before about like I think you could have two different Captain Americas. In some ways, you in the comics at times you do kind of have two different Captain Americas where the Sam Wilson Captain America is maybe a little bit more of what people think of when they think of Captain America. This works with the US government, kind of rah-rah patriotism sort of thing. And then Captain America himself, Steve Rogers, is a little bit more of maybe the classic fighting Hydra sort of character. And you could have kind of that division between the two.
Yeah. I don't know. I think if you have them both, one overshadows the other, and that's Chris Evans is going to overshadow Anthony Mackie because
Right.
so I think
But
that's problematic. Not that it can't
right, but
happen, but
how about a recast?
a recast
Steve.
of Steve.
Yeah, because that's what this is talking about.
Then okay, yes, that works better. I think people would
Hmm.
have a hard time letting go of Chris Evans,
Yes.
right?
Yep.
So,
I think if Chris Evans is around, it's going to be real tough to I mean, it's even just the potential of him being around, even as old man Cap, I think makes it harder for Sam Wilson, Anthony Mackie's Captain America to really get the traction it deserves.
yep.
But speaking of one of these castings, there's rumors that Damson Idris um, is going to be Black Panther in Avengers Doomsday. Now, this would be a multiversal Black Panther. This comes from Majestic underscore UCM. We've definitely seen some of their rumors pop up
Yeah.
before. And I, for one, think that this is the right time to recast T'Challa.
Hmm.
It makes
I'll agree.
sense, especially and it doesn't step on the toes of any legacy of Chadwick Boseman playing it because this, even if Damson Idris becomes the T'Challa for the main MCU post Secret Wars, he's going to be introduced as somebody multiversal.
Yeah. Is Shuri gonna stick around? It's
I I I really wonder about that actually.
yeah, to me, like for those things, I feel like behind the camera, like sometimes that plays a part in how
Yes.
these pan out. And I don't know, I don't know of like obviously the relationship that happens
Mhm.
between her. Can't think of her name that plays
Letitia Wright.
Shuri. Thank you, Letitia Wright, and how Marvel and their relationship.
I think there was some frustration with filming Black Panther Wakanda Forever, just being able to get her there and film.
Oh, really? Okay.
Because of the time frame
Oh,
that the
right, right, right.
filming was being done
Yeah, yeah.
and her stance on
Vaccinated.
vaccinations and COVID in general.
Yeah.
So,
So, yeah, I don't know. I actually I wouldn't mind having her continue on, honestly, but
mhm. I like
you're
her.
right. Yeah, it's a different depth to the character, I think. Um, and giving her maybe a little bit more of a run would be fine with me, but I also think yeah, it is a kind of a I think what I fight with is this the fact that it people feel like it has to go back to a male character.
Right. It
And I
doesn't
and it
like
doesn't, but that's what I think men in their 30s and 40s are Marvel fanboys want to see, and that's what they Marvel feels like they have to go with.
Mhm.
So, which I
It's
don't,
also it's so tricky too because it's like you could still have Shuri be Black Panther and T'Challa have some of his powers and be the king of Wakanda.
yeah,
And so like I think there's plenty of room for both of them to do cool and interesting things still.
Can there only be one? There can only be one, right? They couldn't do like a
No, not really. There just is only one.
right.
Like, yeah, so
Oh, what if Shuri goes and lives with Namor and gives up her Black Panther powers for that? And then there's strife between the two. I don't know.
yeah, there's certainly plenty of options I think that are interesting there. And Damson Idris would be a good T'Challa. Final rumor, Marvel working on multiple mutant-focused projects in the MCU's next saga. Also, water is wet, fire burn.
Fire, fire hot,
Hot.
hot.
Yes.
Um, yeah, that is, I'm not sure why you put that in there.
I don't know why either.
Uh,
Sometimes I like to have a little bit of sass in what
just
I do.
some softballs, just in case I'm not paying attention. I get
Hmm.
it. That's fair. All right, does that bring us to our main topic, or we got more? Was
That
there
brings
more that
us
we?
to our main topic, Greg.
Oh my gosh, I'm excited. I've been waiting all year for this.
Hmm. Greg started working on his predictions the second that we finished last year's.
Yep.
And unfortunately for all of you, neither Greg or I remember what our predictions were from last year. So we can't talk about how incredibly wrong we were.
Right. Oh shoot, I just erased like a huge past history in my phone of like what we talked about, things I've like
Hmm.
saved, and I literally just got rid of all of it. Yeah, but I do have this year's, so
Yeah.
let's
I'm going to
focus
copy
on what
this.
we have.
I'm going to copy mine down to the end of the notes and just have 2026 predictions down there, just so that it's down far enough I'm not going to accidentally delete it. I'll be there for next year.
I'll just put it in bold, do not delete after. Um, all right, well, can I start? Because it
Yeah,
kind of just bleeds. We're just going to bleed the old conversation we were just in right into this one. I am predicting that Damson
Idris.
Idris is going to be the Black Panther, and he will be announced
Yeah.
this year.
Yeah. I think that there's a very high likelihood of that. Um, 80% chance, I would say,
Yeah, Coogler's already working on the script, right?
for Black Panther 3. Yep.
Yep.
That is his next film.
I'd imagine he
Uh,
knows who he's working with too.
right. Well, he could just say, we're not having a T'Challa. We're going with Shuri.
He could.
Eh, and I don't have any qualms about that. But it's also coming out after Secret Wars.
Hmm.
So I think that okay, I'm gonna talk about one of mine. I think we get the full Doomsday trailer at the Super Bowl. What do you think about this? We get the full Doomsday trailer at the Super Bowl with the reveal of Damson Idris as a multiversal Black Panther, and that's our money shot of
Mm.
him looking into the sky and seeing another world.
That's pretty big. That is like the quintessential Marvel drop during the
Hmm.
Super Bowl, right?
Yep.
So yeah, yeah, yeah. I think I'm on board with that. think that's a very big possibility.
Hmm. And
So
imagine them being able to hold that and drop that. I mean, that's just over a month away, but hold that, drop that, and honestly, with the potential Super Bowls that we're going to be having, with the excitement that would be the Broncos versus the Seahawks, if that happens,
go Broncos.
yeah, I'm with you there.
Yeah, okay,
Uh,
cool.
but I'm also a lot like that. That's not going to be a Super Bowl that has necessarily a ton of casual talking points. It also is probably not going to be a Super Bowl that has many points. So the the Doomsday trailer probably would be the talking point coming out of that Super Bowl.
Yeah. Wait, who's the halftime show again?
Um,
I re-
Bad Bunny.
oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay. Well, there's one talking point for some people.
Hmm.
Yeah, I think, I mean, if there's something that's going to be memorable,
Hmm.
I
I
think that
did
would be
have
it.
I did have one other thing that I think they could reveal in that trailer, but they might save that for a later trailer. I do think we get a Valeria reveal in one of these
Hmm.
trailers.
Really? Could that maybe also be the Fantastic Four one, do you think? Or
I don't
could-
think it's in the Fantastic Four. I don't think it's
that
in any of
fourth
these
trailer,
five.
right? Okay.
Yeah. I don't think it's any of these five teaser trailers. I think that this would be a reveal maybe I think the Super Bowl trailer is going to be kind of a bigger trailer, and then maybe what, a month and a half later, they do a Doom centric one, and he has a Valeria Richards from his universe or somebody working with him.
Okay. Um, I'm gonna I that's cool. I think that's an interesting prediction. I kind of want to just piggyback off since we're talking about Fantastic Four a little bit, but
Hmm.
let me just ponder a little bit more on the Valeria thing. Do you think, I mean, there's been no casting for her, right? Am I
Not that
missing?
we've heard.
Right? There's nothing. I don't know if they'll add her in at this point. But if you don't do it
I don't.
now, or
Yeah,
not now, but
it's.
like soon, like a second child. Hmm.
I think
'Cause
she gets added in. I think that, and I think that there is some explaining that needs to be done for it a little bit, but at the same time, like you kind of have to do it now, or I don't know, or you have a weird reveal of
she's pregnant again.
Sue is pregnant again, and then you have to explain how the Fantastic Four having kids in the late 60s, early 70s now have kids the age you think of comic Franklin and Valeria in the future, like in the main line MCU future. Like how are they not old? Like at that point, how are they not 60 years
Yeah.
old?
Right. It's just so hard to place her in unless she is a different universe
Yep.
Valeria, right? So
Hmm.
otherwise there's too much to explain and figure out unless, well, I guess unless Franklin makes her, which that'd be weird too. Just
Yeah,
impregnates his mom with would that make him the father? I don't know.
who
There's
knows?
there's so much wrong with that thought.
I think that yeah, I think that that's diving way too deep into it. I think that it's much more likely it's going to be something like, oh, this is a Valeria from another universe. And the Fantastic Four, like she'll join their family at the end of Secret Wars or something like that.
Would that be a mixed family then?
Who
I don't.
knows?
Okay,
Because it's a
so
whole new universe, so.
I know it'd be an interesting dynamic.
Hmm.
But okay. Yeah, that's weird. All right, so I'm going to piggyback a little bit off of the Doomsday. I'm not the Doomsday, the Fantastic Four.
Hmm.
Um, because we had talked a little bit about Thunderbolts, talked about Fantastic Four. So um I think we're going to find out in it makes me wonder this final trailer, right? That I
The
guess
fifth
the
one?
fifth one.
Yeah.
What I'm wondering is, do we end up seeing that the Thunderbolts, I'll go back. The end credit scene for Thunderbolts was them seeing the Excelsior come flying in
Hmm.
on
An
the Excelsior.
Excelsior.
And what?
And Excelsior, because it is
Eh,
not the same one as we see in Fantastic Four.
Okay. Oh, well, sure. Okay.
Yeah.
But,
Obviously, this could have come from 20 years later in that universe. Or it could
but
have, yeah, they could have built a
yeah,
new one after Doom
yeah,
decided to blow everything up or
yeah.
whatever.
So what I'm thinking is maybe it's Doom or Doombot on that rocket, and they're coming for Bob, right? So
Mm,
maybe, so my prediction would be that we get to see a little bit of that. So instead of people thinking that that is Franklin, well, it could be Franklin. Maybe I can't decide whether it's possible Doom would take Franklin, or if it's just like a Doombot coming for Bob. But I was
are they
piecing
going to
this.
are they going to introduce Doombots?
I think they might.
I
Maybe.
I could see that, especially with how they introduced Doom, um, RDJ as Doom, having
Yeah.
all the different people
Right.
up there. So,
So yeah, maybe he grabbed Franklin, maybe he didn't, but he basically bolted from
mhm,
Sue. Let's say he goes with Franklin, and then they end up getting on that rocket on the Excelsior, and
mhm.
Excelsior comes into the Thunderbolt 616, and he's there for Bob. And they needed Franklin, or he needed Franklin to be able to get to Bob.
To traverse universes or to even be able to take down Bob,
Exactly.
incapacitate Bob. Yeah,
Yeah. So that's my prediction, and we get to see a little bit of that maybe in this fifth trailer.
trailer. Okay.
It's a long one. Sorry, there's a long way
Mhm.
around that one. Well, thanks for the journey.
Interesting. I mean, I do think if the fifth trailer is Thunderbolts, it does have to tie into that end credit scene somehow.
Right.
It feels like.
That's what I was thinking.
hmm I just want, I would love it to be Doom on there, not necessarily Doom bot, but Doom proper, and just to see the interaction between John Walker and Doom. That conversation would be hilarious.
But John, why? Just Johnny
Because John
Mayonnaise
Walker,
and
yeah, Johnny Mayonnaise would just be like, "Who the hell are you? Why should I care?"
yeah. Oh yeah.
And
Like
that would, like, Doctor Doom cares that people know how powerful and awesome and important Doctor Doom is. And for somebody who legitimately does not care who you are because he is soaking in his own misery,
right.
it's phenomenal.
That would be a good interaction. I agree. Uh, would
It'd be a
Elena?
weird one for the fifth one,
Yeah.
but
But I think God, I don't know. It's weird that it's the fifth one. I
mhm,
feels like the fourth one should be the fifth one. I
yeah.
don't know. But either way,
Mhm.
good conversation.
Do you have another one you want to go with here?
Um,
Any more Doomsday related?
let's see. No. I think
I do
that's all I
have
had
one
for.
more, one, kind of two more Doomsday related ones. I think there's a chance that three characters do not make it out of Doomsday that you would kind of expect to. Um, Charles Xavier, Magneto, and Steve. Steve.
Okay.
And I think that there's a chance that Magneto and Charles, Professor X, don't make it out of the first like 30 minutes of the movie.
Hmm.
That's where this one gets bold, where this one gets spicy.
I mean, I can see that again behind the camera. I don't know
They're
how much they
old.
want to, yeah, how much do they really want to be hanging out through this process, right? Like
hmm
maybe they really enjoy it. I mean, I hear the catering's good, so uh
I
but
think they enjoy it, but also what, what better way to make a huge impact?
and to take on Magneto and Xavier, I mean
Yep,
that's it is you do need to kind of set the tone, right, of what
yep.
Doom is capable of.
Yeah, that's
Um
why the first, like the Infinity Wars first scene is so great. Like these are Asgardians, and Thanos just wipes the floor with them.
that's so I think that's where they have to be careful though that
That they
to
don't
take on.
repeat.
Well, yeah, I mean, and you don't find them in a situation later where you're like, why doesn't Doom just do this? Because he did this before to
hmm
Magneto. Like, Magneto's no joke. Like, you're
Yep.
right.
N
So,
neither of them's a joke, and
yeah,
so yeah,
I
it.
don't know, but it's a good way to set the tone. It does kind of make sense because I don't know how long just those actors really want to be
Right.
doing that, right? So,
Even if they're in, I mean, if they're in, say, 10 to 15% of the shots, which is a fair amount for a pretty long film, with those two actors, you're not having them around, like calling them back to the set every few weeks.
mhm.
You're shooting all their stuff in the span of a couple weeks, let's say.
Yeah.
And that's a lot. Like
Hmm.
just with the age of Patrick Stewart and Ian McKellen, it has nothing to do whether or not they want to be doing the roles. I think they enjoy them and enjoy coming back to them. But you have to you have to plan carefully how you want to use those characters.
I feel like we could have a separate conversation entirely about how Doom gets rid of those two.
hmm
But interesting prediction. Okay.
hmm
We shall see.
Yeah.
Um,
And I like how we haven't even talked about the fact that it's like, oh yeah, and Chris Evans, Captain America dies.
oh
Steve Rogers dies.
yeah.
That one feels like kind of one of those capping things to a film where he's one of the last deaths, or maybe even as the universes implode, it's a situation where instead of like Sue and Johnny and Thing and the kids being cut off from the escape pod, Steve gives up his spot on this interdimensional ship, life raft, whatever it is, for somebody else. So it doesn't have to be Doom killing him. It could just be a sacrificial gesture.
That does make a little more sense.
hmm It's a good way for the character to go, and it's a good way to be like, yes, Chris Evans is fine, is done playing Steve. If there's a new Steve Rogers, it's going to be recast.
What are you if Magneto was that way? Like you kind
Yeah.
of see him. shift a little bit to that other side of like,
Well, and we don't
uh,
know what he's like in the universe he's in now.
yeah, yeah. Um, all right. Well, for the sake of this not being a 4 hour episode, um,
Nah, people love to hear us talk, Greg.
I know that, I know, but I'm thinking of your time. Um,
What do you have next?
let me find a good one here. Let's see what makes transitional sense. Oh, I did have a Doomsday one actually. Um, I think Doomsday doesn't happen.
Hmm.
Doomsday. So Dune and Doomsday are set to come
Yeah.
out same time. I think Dune gives in. I think
I think they move it.
they
Yeah.
bolt. Yeah.
I could even see them moving it up a little
Yeah.
bit. I honestly, I people are talking about that as unfortunately it's the third Dune movie and it's charting into Dune material that most people haven't read. So it's going to be real hard to
Tough
like
sell.
to sell in the same way they did the first two.
Yeah. I didn't know that. I honestly haven't watched them.
I've only watched
Um,
the first. I've read Dune, just the first Dune book.
Okay. Um, yeah, I think it's better that if it bumps it up, I think it's probably
Mhm.
best because
Yep.
I think between those two, Doomsday will be the winner.
Yes.
So
It's not it's not going to be like Barbenheimer.
no, nope.
Like the movies unfortunately are too similar. Like they're
Yeah,
very different movies, but they're not nearly as different as Barbenheimer combo of movies was.
yeah.
All right. I agree. I think Bruce Campbell returns as Pizza Papa. I think it happens, whether
Uh,
it's in Doomsday or I'm going to go with another one of mine here too. I think they do a cast announcement for Secret Wars in some way, whether or not it's completely true, because I could definitely see them announcing that like Patrick Stewart and Ian McKellen and Chris Evans are back for Secret Wars and then kill them off in Doomsday anyways. But I think that
oh,
Pizza Papa shows up somewhere, somehow.
I think Bruce Campbell is a alternate like there's a alternate universe with him as Punisher.
Oh my goodness.
I don't
That would
know.
be.
It just makes sense to me somehow, and I can't explain why.
He just shows up and he's like, "This is my boomstick."
Yeah. Oh, perfect. And just pulls the Uzi out. And
Yep.
yep. There we go. Okay, I had a tenth. I just made it up. Um, let's see. I think as another prediction for 2026, I think that the entire main cast of Stranger Things will be in the X-Men movies between 2028 and 20. That's a
I
joke. That's just, I mean,
yeah.
it's,
I
I just
think
feel
there
like
will be a
there's
number
more.
of them. Yep.
It just feels like that Stranger Things is such a huge thing right now.
Yep.
And the cast did fairly well, right? I
Hmm.
think so. I don't know.
Yep.
Um, I will say, on a more serious note, I think that Marvel will be more transparent, kind of taking on like what they're doing and kind of take after James Gunn and the way he's been kind of doing things for the
Hmm.
DCU. I think they might follow suit with that. And make it less of a because I think they're just tired of things getting spoiled and leaked, and that they may it's kind of
Proactive
worked.
on some things.
Yeah, I think it's worked for James Gunn and the way he's been doing it, and just answering things more straightforwardly, and then just giving a good product at the end.
Yep.
So prediction,
Hmm. That one's interesting because I don't know. Like that's not the way Kevin Feige operates
right?
as a
But isn't it
person.
tiring? Like you'd think it's got to be tiring to constantly try and have to pivot and move around these rumors and leaks and
Yeah,
I mean they're all kind of help, right? But there are times where like the leaks, it's just the amount of effort that has to go into, I imagine, trying to hide things. It's got to be a little bit of a financial burden.
I think so too. And I now I think like with the Fantastic Four first steps, they didn't really hide anything there.
Yeah,
And it was great, obviously. But Thunderbolts, I mean, they hid the one thing. Excuse me, that it
right.
was New Avengers, but that was they hid one pretty small thing. They didn't hide a ton else.
Yeah.
I think Kevin Feige likes to, and honestly, I think James Gunn will try to do it too when it's the capstone moments. Keep those under wraps. I think, I do think it would behoove Marvel to, yeah, to bring some more of the fun back into it.
Yeah. I mean, James
I,
Gunn, he was able to keep quiet. There's some things he just left in the dark. Like,
yeah,
spoiler alert for Spider-Man. Or nope, you haven't seen Superman yet, have you?
no, I haven't. I don't care.
Okay. Oh, well, all right then.
Uh, I don't care about being spoiled for that film because I'm probably going to enjoy it as much as I would no matter what.
Yeah, it was a great film. There's two Supermen, and they're both played by the same person. So, um, that was not known. I don't,
Hmm.
we didn't necessarily see that coming. So, it's not that the gun isn't doing it and DCU isn't doing it, but they also are being a lot more upfront about like
Well,
Dark Side. Like he said,
mhm,
nope, we're not doing Dark Side, right? That's just
yeah.
not, and I thought that's refreshing too.
Hmm. I do think that there is some, like, honestly, there's subterfuge in what he's doing because he's giving people stuff to talk about.
Hmm.
You're forgetting to look and dig that. And when Marvel doesn't give you anything to talk about, the scoopers are trying to dig up anything and everything.
Right. Yeah.
And places like New Rockstar, Screen Crush, us, because we're all basically on the same par.
We're on the same level. Yeah,
Yeah,
totally.
like we're going to hit those more random rumors. But if they gave us the first page of Doomsday, we'd probably talk about that for 45 minutes. Well, maybe not quite that long, but we'd talk about it for 20 minutes. That'd be our
Hmm.
topic. We won't be pulling out some of the rumors and stuff like that to talk about instead.
Right, because and honestly, it probably wouldn't work so well for us if they did that.
Hmm.
We could probably use a lot more of these conversation topics that are not necessarily true, but um,
Yeah.
they make for conversation for us on the weekly. But
Yeah.
uh, what else you got?
I think that we'll have Sadie Sink revealed as playing Mayday Parker. I think it's
Okay.
gonna be that simple again when it comes down to it.
Mm,
She comes over from another universe, the one Tobey Maguire's universe, after like Toby with the help of who knows who. Maybe he manages to save Doc Ock. And with the help of Doc Ock, they manage to get Mayday out of there before the incursion takes out their universe. And
okay.
she's in hiding or something like that. Or maybe she's the anchor being for that universe. And they're like, we're going to send you away in hopes that you can come back. But we know if you stay here, Doom's just going to pluck you.
Mm, interesting.
Because if she's in hiding, then I think that makes the character work a little.
Right, but also causes a problem potentially,
Oh,
right? Incursion, like I guess
right.
crossing over, maybe.
Hmm.
Not a Spider-Gwen, huh? Maybe I.
Not a Spider-Gwen. I think it's going to come. Now, I personally still prefer Spider-Gwen. I personally prefer Jean Grey. Uh, Rachel Summers, sure. I think that's all three of those are more interesting to me. But I think it's going to be Mayday.
Okay,
That's my prediction.
I'm going Spider-Gwen still. Um,
I really hope it's Spider-Gwen.
yeah, I know, right? Um, okay, I got. Let's see what else I got here. I'm gonna gloss over this one real quick, just to kind of get it out of the way. But box office and critics will start adjusting their expectations
Oh,
for what a movie makes. It's already started,
mhm.
kind of already happened, but the success versus failure are being kind of reevaluated a lot heavier this year
I think the yes.
because we got streaming, it's a different
It's
world.
such a different world.
So I think that those things will be accounted for on a larger scale by people and
I think it will be
also
in
even by the Marvel. So,
yeah. Well, I mean Marvel considered Fantastic Four to be a success. Like that was a successful box office for Fantastic Four. It made 600 million, was it? I think.
yeah,
And
think
people
so.
were like, "Oh my goodness, it's terrible." No, but Marvel considered it to be a success. I think that, yeah, I think studios have already started to adjust. I think it will start to adjust into film media, film news. I think we're a little bit of a ways from, I think we're 2 years away from it really hitting the general populace's understanding.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Again, it's going to be more accounted for this year than last year or in the years
Yes.
past, but not
Yes.
at its full fruition yet.
Mhm.
So,
I don't, so this is a negative prediction. Well, a sad prediction, really. I don't think that we get any X-Men casting this year.
hmm.
I don't think we hear anything about John Schreier's X-Men and who's playing who.
I'm it's I'm letting this marinate in my brain for a little bit. So I'm not disagreeing with that. I feel like that Marvel's going to hang on we like I meant Marvel. Marvel is going to hang on to those things because they're just going to put it in their pocket for a little bit longer. They got enough things that they can do and hint at and release, but they don't need to just yet.
Yep. And
So
I think they want the focus, rightfully so, to be on Doomsday and then Secret Wars.
yeah, don't distract.
announcing announcing the X-Men group. And this is a time where, like we were talking about like a couple ago for you, how Marvel should be more transparent on stuff. This is something that I think they need to be smart and be more transparent on stuff so that they can keep this under wraps.
Yeah. 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 Because I don't know how you do that. I know that there's documentation out there and I don't know where the people find some of these, like
Mhm.
casting calls and stuff like that, that they figure this stuff out. But
Right. You have casting calls, but I mean, I know, like, I know they're going to be working on the script and probably thinking about who we want to cast in these roles this year. But a casting call for, like, hey, we're looking for a mid-20s to early 30s white male with dark brown hair.
shoot, thought that was
Yep.
gonna be me.
Uh, yeah, no, you're the we're looking for the mid 40s to late 70s male with blue fur.
Yeah. Oh, hell yeah. Hell yeah. I'll take over that spot.
Yeah, but I just don't think we're going to get any officially announced casting this year. That no big moment at Comic-Con, no big moment at D23.
Ooh,
It's
a
going to
second
be
year in a row.
No, there's going to be big moments there, but I'm talking about
X-Men specifically.
X-Men specifically.
Yeah. Yeah, I think all eyes are gonna stay focused on Doomsday, Secret Wars because they
Yes.
need to.
Yes.
They just need to do that. So, I got one to piggyback off of that, I think. Casting.
Hmm.
So I and this is sadly it wasn't in your news. But this was the news about Evangeline Jolie. No, that's not her name.
Evangeline Lilly.
I know. Evangeline Lilly, who is now being played by Angelina Jolie as the Wasp. That's that's my new casting. Except for
Who's
it's
playing Thena now?
nobody. They're dropping the Eternals. No. Evangeline Lilly, the sad news of her having her accident, and also I think she pretty much was just tired, from what I last understood from acting. I I feel like they can't just cut her out. So it's either a recasting or I don't know, does Cassie Lang did she take over as the Wasp?
No.
Oh, so sure.
Uh,
Just flat out
she,
no, no,
yeah, she's
no.
stature.
I know, but doesn't she doesn't have to be stature. She could. Okay, so would you rather do you think she'll be recast or do you think that what's more likely?
I think they
Cassie Lang takes over or recast? Or you think they just drop her out?
just drop her out because I
Really?
think be- because I still think like we talked about the characters that they were going to recast in the rumor at post Secret Wars. I think that Paul Rudd had his time as Ant-Man. I think, and especially because I don't think Michael Douglas is going to want to continue doing this.
Oh no, he's way too old.
Yeah, so
Sorry.
I think post Secret Wars we get a new Ant-Man and Wasp with Hank Pym and Janet Van Dyne as those characters, new actors playing them. I think it's as simple
Hmm.
as that. So I don't think they have to worry about it.
So no Scott, no
No
Hope.
Scott, no Scott, no Hope.
So wait, but then how does Stature, Cassie Lang, where does she
Or
come
she's
from?
it's well, it's possible you still do have a Scott Lang. He's just not Ant-Man. She gets hurt. I mean, he's still a criminal. He steals the tech.
Hmm.
She gets it somehow. There's plenty of ways to do it. There's also the we don't care. She had it before, so she still has it now. And who says that Cassie Lang is going to continue post Secret Wars either?
Hmm. Bold.
Yeah.
Bold feelings here. Bold predictions.
Hmm.
Only here on 10-Minute Marvel, people.
Yeah.
I
Um,
I don't know. I feel like they would at least recast her for uh a brief amount of time. And it just
maybe.
not really do anything more than she's more of a retired.
Yeah, I don't see that. I think it's just simpler because anybody who we see as a different actor in Doomsday and Secret Wars, we're automatically going to be like, oh, are they multiversal? So if you're just recasting her to be the same character, no. I mean, if you want to write her out real easy, just be like, oh, she's staying
Oh,
home with
Franklin
their
doesn't care about her.
well, not the Franklin part, because I mean, yeah, you could. I guess you could recast her post Secret Wars if you want to keep Paul Rudd around as Scott Lang. That's easy enough. At that point in time, anybody's really recastable. So I'm just talking about before then.
Hmm.
I think if
All
you
right.
want to deal with her before then, you just be like, oh yeah, they're expecting a kid, or they had their first kid of their own, and so she's not doing the superhero thing right now. Like she's staying home protecting their kid.
Oh, because she's a woman, she has to stay home. Is that what you're saying, better?
I mean,
That's
that's
sorry.
probably the simplest way to write it.
That's
And yeah, if you want to read it that way,
uh
sure.
I love how I just tossed you into that box.
Yeah.
Okay. I would like people to comment on this and give us some feedback on what they think about Cassie, or not Cassie, like Hope Van Dyne slash Wasp. Not, yeah, Hope Van Dyne.
Yeah.
Uh, and the recasting of Evangeline Lilly, not Evangeline Jolie. That's a different universe.
Hmm.
So, all
Um,
right, onward.
I think we get a live action watcher, like
Oh,
like a truly
interesting.
confirmed
Okay.
live action watcher. Could be in Doomsday, could be before that in Brand New Day.
Yeah. Jeffrey Wright, right?
Jeffrey Wright. Yep.
Yeah, for
I
sure.
think they keep the same actor.
Yeah.
That one's simple. The other one is my final one is even simpler. But do you have any more first?
I have two. I'll glaze
All right.
over the first one. Wonder Man, it's about Wonder Man. Uh, it'll be liked, but it'll fly under the radar.
Yep.
We kind of already talked about it.
Yep.
So I'll just leave my last one. If you got is this your best for
Mine's
last kind of thing?
no, no. This is kind of my lamest for last. Not really.
Okay, tell
It's
me your
one that
lamest one.
it's one that I'm excited for, but I think we hear that Strange Academy is greenlit. And like this could be one of the D23 announcements,
Mm,
sort of
okay.
thing. It's like this is a greenlit. It's going to be first season coming out in 20, like aiming for 2028.
Okay. I could see that. It feels like it was on the cusp, right? It feels like it's
Hmm.
close.
And
Just
there, it keeps on popping back up that they're looking for writers, that this is back on the table. So I think that it officially gets confirmed this year.
yeah.
Like they
I
get writers, they get a showrunner for it.
Yeah, I think getting the younger audience involved, and this
Hmm.
might be one of those ways that they can do that,
Hmm.
isn't or is a like a, a pretty good move.
Hmm.
Champions is going to be another way for young younger kids to kind of get involved again, whereas it's almost like we're kind of aging out. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm old,
Oh,
but
yeah,
it's
same.
like like we just that new crowd of youth to kind of come in and start experiencing comics and kind of get
Yeah.
more into it. This would be maybe an angle that Marvel could take to help with
Hmm.
that.
Yeah, this would be a great way to do it, and I think it's something that they should do because it'll be meaningful if it happens and creates some. I mean, it creates what they're looking for, that show that can run for several years.
Yeah. Yep. All right, my last one. Wanda's return is hinted at in Vision Quest.
Yep.
Hinted. Just a little bit of a drop.
Mhm.
I'm not saying we're seeing her. I'm just saying like it's acknowledged.
Mhm. Do you think there is any chance that we find out that Doom yanked her out and Doom has her and is using her powers to aid himself?
Um, I like it. I
Yeah,
do.
this is a theory that I know I've talked about before. I really, really would love if it happened.
Yes, I think I would love. Oh God, yeah, it'd be so good. Like I feel
Hmm.
like it's such a fun way because people have been wanting her back in, and to have it be that Doom was part of it,
Hmm.
that gets me excited. That's a fun way to bring her back.
Yep. So there we have it. We have our plethora of predictions. Thank you for sticking around for this long first episode to start the year. As the Doomsday teasers come out, we'll be talking about those more in the upcoming weeks, as well as we get closer to Wonder Man coming out. We're going to do our episode, kind of our normal episode, talk about what we know, what we hope for it, cameos, and credit scenes, nods, things like that coming up. So let us know your Marvel predictions for 2026. You can do that down in the comment section of the podcast over on YouTube. Search for 10 Minute Marvel there. Or you can drop a comment on X, Facebook. Greg gave you the ways at the beginning of the podcast to find us over there. And with that, again, just want to thank you all for supporting the podcast through the years. We really appreciate it. And we're excited for what's going to come in the year ahead. But with that, we'll see you next time.
Take care, everyone. Bye.